Hey, good morning, friends. It's Joe. Welcome to my animal spirituality video for Monday, September the 30th, the last day of September 2024. Hope all is well with you on this start of the week, and I'm excited to speak with you today and Thursday, October 3rd of this week, about Daniel the Beagle. Daniel the Beagle, as you probably know, lived here as part of our family. He survived the gas chamber in 2011 on October 3rd, and this will be the 13th anniversary of him doing that. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. I miss him dearly every single day, but I still marvel at the amazing spiritual and life lessons he left behind for all of us. Not to mention all the animals that he saved and people that he saved as well. They are countless, and it's a beautiful tribute to him. Today would have likely been the day that he was picked up after he was wandering around a cemetery in Florence, Alabama. He was noted as a stray. I and many others believe that he was probably a hunting dog dropout, but he was picked up as a stray and brought to a shelter. I believe it was today, and many others do too, because in that shelter at the time you had 3 days to get adopted. And if not, you were going to face the gas chamber, which he did 3 days later on October the 3rd. What I'd like to do today is draw some parallels to Daniel the prophet and Daniel the beagle. After all, Daniel was named after Daniel the prophet. And after a careful study of the book of Daniel, I realized how much there were amazing similarities between the two of them. And today, on the day that he was picked up and brought to a shelter, there's also a passage in the book of Daniel that I will read to you in a moment that I believe captures what Daniel the prophet and Daniel the beagle were going through and how they could lead us to some powerful lessons. So I would ask you to quiet your minds and hearts briefly as we listen to the book of Daniel, chapter 2. Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changes the times and the seasons. He removes kings and raises up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. He reveals deep and secret things. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with him. I thank you and praise you, O God of fathers. You have given me wisdom and might, and now you have made it known to me what we asked of you, for you have made it known to us the king's demand. So Daniel the prophet was being kind of bullied by kings in that time. He was under their authority, and he really had very little in terms of ways to get back and get into his own self, so to speak. Daniel the beagle, similar. Whatever humans did him wrong were like the king from Daniel the prophet's days. And he had very little he could do as well, but to do the best he could. And isn't that true of you and I as well? There are many times that circumstances or individuals will be in a position where they're kind of influencing us when we don't want to be influenced. And what we have to do is we have to do the best we can to find that balance, as both Daniel the prophet and Daniel the beagle did. That balance of living with it, but dealing with it, so to speak, as best as possible. Daniel the prophet goes on to talk about the darkness and the light. And wasn't that the same for Daniel the beagle? In his situation, he was brought to a shelter. Was that light or was that darkness? It should have been light. Thankful to many people there who took good care of him and all the other animals, there was some light. But there was also darkness looming, wasn't there? As there was for Daniel the prophet. And in our life, the same exists, doesn't it? The same exists in that we have dark and light in so many situations. It's not all one or all the other. There is a harmony or a balance between them that we need to find. In the light, we will see some darkness, and in the darkness, we must see some light. And both Daniel the prophet and Daniel the beagle showed us how important that was. But what both of them did, and I believe this to my core about Daniel the beagle, and we know it for Daniel the prophet, is they turned to God. They turned to God who was there for them in both the darkness and the light. And they trusted. They trusted and they moved forward. They trusted even in the dark, and they trusted even in the light. And for us, that's a powerful lesson in going to God, not only in the dark moments, but in the light moments as well. Realizing how intertwined they could be, realizing how vulnerable we can be, but how we can be strengthened by understanding the balance between light and dark situations. I look back at those days and I wonder what Daniel was doing. Knowing him as I got to know him, he was probably staying as steadfast and positive as he could in that situation. He was probably reaching out to others, as he always did, with his kind, gentle, and loving ways. Maybe there is another answer for you and I. We get self-absorbed sometimes when we're in this dark and light understanding or not understanding. And maybe it's a matter of reaching down deep as Daniel the beagle did and remaining steadfast to who we really are and being kind and being gentle and being loving to ourselves and to others. Well, my friends, that's my message for you on this Monday from Daniel the prophet and Daniel the beagle. I hope it was helpful for you. I always welcome your comments and your thoughts, and I always appreciate you being here with me. I'm going to be back with you tomorrow for a scripture reflection, and then on Thursday, we will talk about Daniel the beagle's survival from the gas chamber and beyond. Until then, I want to wish you all a wonderful Monday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care, everyone.